వెల్కమ్ టు మై ఛానల్ కెమిస్ట్రీ డాట్ దాస్. ఈ వీడియోలో అయానిక్ రేడియో గురించి మాట్లాడుకుందాం. ఆల్రెడీ అంతకుముందు మీరు గనుక ఈ కోవలెంట్ రేడియో గురించి, వ్యాన్ రేడియో గురించి, క్రిస్టల్ రేడియో గురించి కనుక మీరు తెలుసుకోవాలనుకుంటే నేను వాటి మీద కొన్ని వీడియోస్ చేశాను. వాటిని చూడండి. ఇప్పుడు మన అయానిక్ రేడియో గురించి మాట్లాడుకుందాం. సో అయానిక్ రేడియో, what is the definition of this ionic radii? Let us take one example first, then I will tell you the definition and all. I am taking here sodium. Generally, sodium, its atomic number is 11. Its atomic number is 11. So when you draw the structure sodium, this is the nucleus, first orbit, second orbit, and third orbit. Sodium having 3 orbits, so because it is present in the third period. So it is having here 2 electrons, here 8 electrons, and here is only 1 electron is there. 1 electron. Okay, leave it. Now, if it lose one electron, then what happened? It forms. Just it is having only now 2 shells. It is having only 2 shells. The first shell having only 2 electrons, second shell having 8 electrons. Okay. Now it became ion. Now it became ion, that is nothing but Na plus. When it lose one electron, when any element is losing electrons, it will get the positive charge, and those ions are called cations. Already ఈ ions గురించి ఒక వీడియో చేసిన ఆల్రెడీ, ఒకసారి అది కూడా చూడండి. సో దిస్ is Na plus. Now for ions, how to define that ionic radii, how to define it? The distance between the center of the nucleus to outermost orbit. The distance between the center of the nucleus to outermost orbit of the ion. Okay, the distance between the center of the nucleus to outermost orbit of the ion. Ions are two types, maybe it is a cation or anion. Okay, so that is called ionic radii. Once again, what is ionic radii? The distance between the center of the nucleus to outermost orbit of the either cation or anion, that is called ionic radii. Where is the anion? This is, now I have taken here example only cation. I am writing anion. Let us take the chlorine. Chlorine having a 2, 8, 7, total 17 electrons. Okay, so this is first orbit, second orbit, third orbit. Chlorine also present in the third period. So 2 electrons, 8 electrons, and 7 electrons. If we add 1 electron to it, then what happened? It convert into Cl minus. We are adding electron now. So then what happened here? This is one orbit, this is another orbit, and this is another orbit. So now here 2 electrons, 8 electrons, and here also 8 electrons. It is the anion. Okay. Now what is the ionic radii here? Here the distance between the center of the nucleus to outermost orbit of the either cation or anion is called the ionic radii. Okay. Here there are some important points. There are very, very important points you have to learn. Those are, number 1 is the radius of the cation is the radius of the cation is always smaller than this sentence is very, very important. Smaller than the atomic radius of parent atom. Atomic radius of parent atom. The radius of the cation is always, this is ionic radius. Cation means ionic radius is always smaller than the atomic radius of the parent atom. Let us take one example. Here this is the Na parent atom, this is the Na plus cation. Which is the larger in size means this is the larger size than this, because here only two shells are there, here three shells are there. If it is having three shells, that is the more larger size. Only two shells means lesser size, but actually I have draw here, but I have to draw somewhat very small. Okay, so Na is neutral atom is greater than its cation. Not only cation. Okay, if you take that like this, Na plus Mg plus 2, Al plus 3. So which one having that more size means here Na plus having more size than the Mg plus 2. Mg plus 2 having more size than the Al plus 3. Why? Because as the positive charge increases, as the positive charge, గనుక ఇంక్రీజ్ అయినట్లయితే, ఓకే, ఇంక్రీజెస్, పాజిటివ్ ఛార్జ్ కనుక పెరుగుతుంటే ఏమవుద్ది, అది when positive charge is increasing, then the ionic radius is decreases. Ionic radius or radii is decreases. పాజిటివ్ ఛార్జ్ ఎంత పెరిగితే అంత సైజ్ అనేది తగ్గిపోతూ ఉంటుంది. సో అమాంగ్ దీస్ త్రీ, అల్యూమినియం 3+ ఆర్ ప్లస్ 3, ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ స్మాల్ దాన్ ద Mg plus 2. Mg plus 2 is smaller than the Na plus, but Na plus is greater than the. ఎప్పుడైతే తక్కువ పాజిటివ్ ఛార్జ్ ఉన్నదానికి ఎక్కువ సైజ్ ఉంటుంది, ఎక్కువ పాజిటివ్ ఛార్జ్ ఉన్నదానికి తక్కువ సైజ్ ఉంటుంది. ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. ఓకేనా. ఇంకొకటి ఏంటంటే అనదర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఈజ్ సెకండ్ పాయింట్. The radius of the anion, the radius of the anion always greater than the, always larger than the, larger than the, always larger than the atomic radius of, atomic radius of parent atom. Parent atom. For example, Cl and Cl minus is there. Which one having that the larger size means Cl minus. ఎందుకు చెప్పండి, ఎందుకంటే Cl మైనస్ ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ క్లోరిన్ 287 is there. Cl minus, what is the 288? Okay, here how many electrons are there? Electrons are only 17. Here electrons are how many? 18. Protons how many? 17. Here protons are 17 only. Here 17 equal, but here protons 17, but electrons are 18 are there. Electrons 18 అంటే ఏంటి? సో ఇక ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ 18 ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏంటంటే దిస్ 17 ప్రోటాన్స్, ప్రోటాన్ పాజిటివ్ ఛార్జ్, నో ద న్యూక్లియర్ ఛార్జ్ ఈజ్ అనేబుల్ టు హోల్డ్ దట్ 18 ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్. అంటే అంత ఈజీగా స్ట్రాంగ్గా అట్రాక్ట్ చేసుకోలేదు. అందుకని ఏమవుతుందంటే సైజ్ అనేది కొంచెం పెరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది, సైజు పెరుగుద్ది. అందుకని ఎప్పుడైనా కానీ మనం యానయాన్స్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు యానయాన్ సైజ్ ఇస్ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ ఇట్స్ పేరెంట్ ఆటమ్. వాట్ ఆర్ ద అదర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్? నో ఐఎమ్ రైటింగ్ దట్ వన్ సెంటెన్స్ జస్ట్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దట్. Okay, C minus 4, next N minus 3, O minus 2, F minus, okay, Ne neon, next Na plus, Mg plus 2, Al plus 3, Si plus 4. If you take like this, so which one having the larger size means here, okay, this anion, generally anion size is greater than the parent. Now as the negative charge increases, as the negative charge, here I have to say one thing, negative charge on the ion is increases, then what happened? Size also increases of the anion. So now, so let us check here now this one. Okay, which one having the larger size? Here more negative charge is there, so it is greater than n minus 3. N minus 3 is greater than O minus 2. O minus 2 is greater than F minus. F minus is greater than neon, this is neutral atom. Next, positive values are lesser than the neon. Okay na? So the neon size is greater than Na plus size is greater than Mg plus 2, Mg plus 2 size is greater than Al plus 3, Al plus 3 size is greater than Si. That means among this largest atom is C minus 4 and the smallest one is Si plus 4. Understand now? So like this. This is very very important concept. Okay. Uh, just they will give that some example. I will give another example. Can you say this one? If you given that neon Na plus Mg plus 2 Al plus 3, all are isoelectronic species. All are isoelectronic species. Which one having the largest size? Can you define? Isoelectronic species means here electrons are 10, here Na plus also electrons are 10, Mg plus 2 also electrons are 10. So same number of electrons. Okay, if two atoms or elements having the same number of electrons, those are called isoelectronic species. So here which is the larger one, which is the smaller one? So Al plus 3 is the smaller one, smallest size, and neon having the more size. Okay na? So like this, based on that that charge on the anion and cation, we can tell that the size of the that ion.